I'm up at Lowry's again, and literally in this last 30 seconds the rain has started, and as I've said before, that doesn't bother me in the slightest. I've got my big PVC coat on, so we're dead on. Start to rise. Anyway, this is the setup. Who doesn't like green and orange together? Look at that there, fantastic, love that one. And the black buzzer with the wee bit of red in it. That's the plan. Throw it out and trail it back. We shall advance slowly into the depths. There's hardly a breath of wind, and whatever wind there is coming from the northeast, but really there's no wind worth talking about, so you can cast in any direction. They like standing in the rain, don't they? Yeah, get in there. There's a big lump of weed attached to that point fly. Funny, whenever the rain eased up for a wee second there, the fish started to rise. Where's that? I put the wee dry CDC in the point. You know me, don't even like fishing dries, but the fish were starting to rise again after the rain went off, and I said I'll give it a wee go, and I know in a couple of minutes it'll start to get wet and sink and whatever, and that'll suit me better, but at least at the minute we've got the option. First cast out in the romper here. Check that buzzer, that's a nicer fish too. Oh wow, flipping heck, I wasn't expecting that. Where's that buzzer? It's out. There you go. Good job. And there's more fish rising. Let's get you back. That's a nice fish. I just chucked that out there more or less to make my first cast, and I just grabbed it. Flipping heck. Nearly caught me by surprise. Next cast. It's on the wee CDC. Oh, he's off. He's off. Oh boys. People are going to start watching. There's another fish there though. It's definitely starting to rise now. I always find you get them better at the start of a rise and at the end of a rise. In the middle, whenever they're completely concentrating on something, they're a bugger to catch. Let's see if we can get this boy here. And again, and the wee black buzzer. That's literally just the next cast. Oh no, that's on the CDC, the point fly. Where is it? It's out. I love it. Smaller fish that time, but nonetheless. Ooh, I love this. Do your droppers always get tangled? Mine do. So, can you imagine? Now that's a CDC feather, and it's a hairy body with a fluorescent rib of some sort, and it's sinking like it's meant to float, but it sinks and I'm catching fish on it. The fish don't know if it's a dry fly or a wet fly. I've dried the wee CDC off and it's just sitting out there. Let's see if anything decides to come up for it. There's a few fish rising there a minute ago. It's still floating, still floating, still floating. It's at its best now because all the leader's sunk and the fly's floating. Which is the way I like it. Which is the way it's probably meant to be. There we go. Now that's the buzzer on the dropper, which was just dropping down through the water. Right in the nose. I don't like it right for you, sir. There you go. Another fat wee fish. The fat ham boy. Huh? Brilliant. There you go. Right. Well, that worked. The battery life in this camera's not great, so I'll knock you off for a bit. Yeah, he took the sunken buzzer again, the epoxy on the dropper, literally 2 seconds after I turned the camera off. He's got orange gills. See that? Let's try it. I don't know what that is. Right, fish, let's see your orange gills. No, we're not going to get a good look. There. Right, let's get you back. I've landed that right in his nose. But they definitely prefer it better when it's sinking. The wee epoxy buzzer just dropping slowly down through the water. There we go. See that? That's a very small fish. Come here, boy. You. Small but hungry. Small but hungry. Right, buzzer, let's get you out. Sit piece. There you go. A wee small one. Probably don't need to cast that far, but if you cast too close, you feel like you're not achieving anything. Oh, there's a one flashed at the dry. He just came up and looked at it and turned away and said, "Nah, don't fancy that." I tricked that one. So I did. I saw him move and I just chucked at it and twitched. Oh, where'd he go? Come back here, boy, you. And he couldn't resist. He just couldn't resist. You know the way that they can't resist sometimes. That's a better fish too now, a good fat rainbow. The wee CDC right in the scissors. Let's get you back. He couldn't resist. The rays has kind of died off. I'm wondering, with all my casting, have I kind of put them off a bit? Put them down a bit? Although I don't know. Whoa! Did you hear that? That was right, a lump of a fish right out of the water. Right, things have got quiet at the surface, so I took the CDC off the point and I've put on this little beauty. Now, I tied this myself this afternoon. It's similar to the other one, but it's a size 10. I didn't have any size 12 hooks or anything like that, so it's quite big, and there's no way we CDC would support that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a couple of casts, just the 2 buzzers, 2 epoxy buzzers, and if that doesn't work, I might, heaven forbid, put an indicator on just to suspend the buzzers slightly below the surface. Let's give it a go and see. Well, I didn't have to take that. Nah, it's not my recently tied buzzer. It's the other wee one. It's a lovely fish. A cracker of a fish. And the hook is out. And the fish is back. There you go. I'll have to stop saying there you go. Flip me, what am I like? What'll we go for? Toodle pip, au revoir, a bientôt. Yeah. It's with great pleasure I have to announce that this is caught on a fly that I tied this afternoon. Where are you? There's the hook out. Lovely jubbly, and back you go. Okay, believe me, this is just an experiment. Buzzer, indicator, buzzer. So I have the 2 buzzers on and an indicator in between. So basically the tail, the point buzzer will hang about 2 foot below the surface. The one on the dropper should only hang about 6 inches below the surface. I'm going to fire this out and let them sit. And I do this for the purposes of scientific something or other. It's not quite so easy to cast, but there you go. Now, any road up, the indicator will, well, if the fish takes the point fly, the indicator will go under, and if it takes the dropper, I'll see it because it'll have to swirl at the surface. So we'll give it a couple of minutes and see what happens. Well, it works. It definitely works. That's actually the third bite it had. That's the first one I managed to hook. A nice fish too. A nice fish and a nice fish, and the hook is out. And you're going back. A bientôt. Think will that catch on? Nah. I did get a French olive on it, so you never know. Right, let's try this again. Right, adjustment number 1. I've moved the indicator down towards the point fly, so there's only about a foot, well, slightly over a foot from the indicator to the point fly. It's now fishing shallower, and the one on the dropper will fish slightly deeper, but still only about less than a foot below the surface, because there's a couple of fish starting to rise here now, so that they seem to be higher in the water. We're away now. This one took the dropper. Oh, he took the dropper, but he didn't take it well enough. Now he's on the point fly, which, as you can see, is about 18 inches below the surface. I have to say at this stage, the fly out, I have to say at this stage that we're going to run out of battery long before the evening runs out, so it's a shame. I have a spare battery, I'll just have to remember to bring it sometime. Right, back you go. I would say, as experiments go, Sorry about that noise. As experiments go, this one has worked. It's not for the purist, I know, but we're here to catch fish, and that seems to be the result. Ethically, I'm happy enough, believe me. And again. Hooks out. You've no idea the satisfaction it gives you. Ah, there's the tails off it, for frick's sake. I didn't put enough epoxy in that. What am I like? Will that affect the performance of the fly? We're about to find out. And again on the point fly. Another lovely fish through a top lip. Come on, son, to the piece. It's nearly out. It is out. And you're away. Away you go. Right, okay. Been there. Got the t-shirt. Now I'm going to take the indicator off and compare what it's like without it. I hear a collective sigh of relief. Right. Okay. We're back to the CDC in the point and the wee buzzer on the dropper. I fished for about 20 minutes there with the two buzzers. No indicator. Didn't get a pull. I was putting it over the top of fish everything, and just for some reason I tried it fast, tried it slow, nothing made any difference, didn't get a pull. So this is the way we started off with it. Epoxy and the wee CDC in the point. We'll give it a chuck and see how it goes. Well, I'm not sure what that proves. It took the wee buzzer on the dropper, but the CDC in the point was being fished wet anyway, so I would say maybe the buzzer was 6 inches below the surface. We'll keep at it for a while before we resort back to the indicator, which in my mind is the most effective method for presenting buzzers. Well, I went back to the dark side, if you could call a fluorescent yellow ball the dark side. Fished away with the CDC, casting it rising fish and the wee black buzzer on the dropper, but it wasn't just nothing, you know. I had to retie the cast. It was getting all a bit tangled, so it's going to take a wee minute or two for this to settle down and get back into place. There's a squad of fish rising. I mean, yeah, they're just everywhere. So we'll have to see if they fancy the buzzers. I've also tied a different buzzer on the point. It's a variation in a theme. It's similar to the one that I had on, but not quite the same. So it'll be interesting to see if the fish can tell the difference. For a minute there I thought it wasn't going to happen, but it's took that wee different buzzer. Yep. Okay, small one but nonetheless. The difference in that wee buzzer is the fact that I've got no red tag on the end of it. Or have I a red tag? I want to have a red tag, but the wing cases are different. I couldn't get them tied on right, but then I discovered how to do it. This looks like a better fish. Caught on the buzzer. Come on, sit. Yeah. Nice one. Where's the hook? Hook's out, as usual. There we go. I got one more before that I didn't record because I'm cleaning the battery, but I thought I'd better record that one for it's a decent size. Right. I know it's not going to do it justice, but that's a £1.5 fish there. That's the 8th fish that I've got that I haven't recorded. I'm going to call it a day. I could fish on, but there's no point. I caught 9 fish that I didn't record, plus the ones I recorded. I'd just like to say that this is some lake. And every penny we paid for membership is well worth it. Unbelievable fishing. So, head home. Tomorrow's another day.